we're talking about improve your emotions. So, improve your emotions, improve your life. That's what we're talking about right now. And I do not know how many people who are struggling with emotion, emotional injuries. Something happens to you where your emotions change. So you are now, you used to have good emotions. Now they would say your emotions are bad because you can become very nasty, very mean, very angry, very bitter. You can become these things, or I should say, your emotions can now take over and start to run your life. The truth is, you do not want that to happen to you. It would be easier to be in control of your emotions. So that way you can direct and navigate your life to where you want it to go. When your emotions take over and start to run the show, you start doing and saying things that you do not want to do and do not want to say. So it is our job to improve our emotions, to make our emotions better. It what we have right now, the problem in front of us right now is negative emotions. And these are strong, powerful emotions. They are running the show and they are running our lives for a very long time. We are not really aware of what's really going on. A lot of this is subconscious. So it's below consciousness. So you are not really aware of it until when you say or do something you yourself are surprised. I mean, like, I did not know that. Hey, Mark, you're like, I did not know that I could actually um, say that. I did not actually, you know, I did not know that I could actually be that way, right? So when when your emotions take over, you know, you start to become a whole new person, a different person, right? And you started to treat others a certain way, and you are start because you start to, you know, now you are even trying to understand why are you behaving the way how you are behaving, right? So you you are just no longer the same person anymore. You have become a different person. Now it's time to get on this journey here, the self-improvement journey. And your goal is to improve your emotions, make your emotions better than how they are right now. Because if you allow your emotions to run wild and crazy like that, the chances of your emotions destroys you is very high, right? So this is something that we have to tackle and deal with. This is our problems. Our problem. Nobody is coming to save you. As a matter of fact, they don't care anything at all about you. They really don't. When I was going through this at the time, hi Christine. When I was going through this um, phase of my life, and that's when I realized that people don't really care about you. Really, they don't. Not to the degree that they say they do. They really don't care about you, and that is why this is your job to fix your own emotions, right? And don't wait around for somebody to come and be all kind and compassionate to you and be merciful to you. If they do, great. But I'm telling you, when you are going through this period here, you are on your own. And you are going to be dealing with this on your own by yourself, right? This is your um, journey. This is your problem, and rightfully so. Don't go around looking for any sympathy because there is none for you. Unfortunately, you are going to see how people really are when you are in these situations and you are going through these hard times trying to figure out how the heck do I get out of this hole here that you actually create for yourself over a long period of time. Um, so, what do you do then? You're gonna have to let go off of those friends that you call your friends because you're gonna realize that yeah, maybe they are nice people and so forth, but not nice to the point where they are going to actually seek help for you or trying to um, get you any kind of help. I tell you what they're gonna do. They are gonna be the first one to want to kill you because they don't really understand what you are going through. So there's no help. Period. Point blank. So that's why, like me who been through it, I can explain these things to you because I have been down that road. Been down that road. There were nobody for me to go sit down and explain these things to. Who should I talk to about this? I did not know anybody to talk to. I didn't even understand what was going on at the time. So here I am. I have all I know is I have some, I have a real problem here, a real issue in front of me here. How do I deal with this? Do not know where to look, who to turn to. And I decided at some point it dawned down on me at some point that I need to do some things. But I really did not know what to do at all. So this is me in the dark trying to figure out what is really going on. Uh, yep, exactly, Rebecca. That was what was going on there with me. That's how I felt about that there. Yeah. Yep. Right, Christy. Exactly. All these things. So I decided to went out there on the journey and learn as much as I possibly could about myself, understand so I have to sit down and self-reflect and look back to see where I did I even pick up these things from. So I came across something called personal development. I have never really hear anybody sit down and lecture that way before. So when I started to listen to these audios, and they were saying things that I have never really, I mean, deep down I knew these things, but because I wasn't practicing those type of behavior, I wasn't practicing speaking that way, I wasn't practicing acting that way, what happened? Those muscles are weak, so I'm gonna have to build build those muscles up. What was more powerful than anything else? Uh, Dream, what's up, man? Yeah. So little by little, bit by bit, piece by piece, I begin to put things together. I realize where I came from, the household I came out of. Then I learn later on that when you are raised by your single mother, because that was one of the things that happens to me there. Um, you know you're gonna pick up on her emotions, and that is just how it's going to go down. I wish I would have understand that. Then I probably could have seek the help to combat that. I didn't know. So here I am, went out into the world with those emotions, not understanding how to even fix them, how to correct them, and I have a lot of problems going back and forth with people. And like I said, you got to understand this part. They don't care about you. That's one thing you're gonna have to drill down into your head. They don't. This is why you're gonna have to go on this journey here to make sure that you fix these things. Okay? This is gonna be your job now. The truth is, you shouldn't really have friends at this time. That's the truth. You should be by yourself. Don't try to help anybody right now. Let them go help themselves. Your job is to help yourself right now, because you are getting yourself involved with things that can keep you alive or keep you out of prison. The emotions, because the negative emotions right. So the negative emotions are no, I was gonna say something else, but anyways, pain. You're right. The pain from the past. That's what you are really dealing with. All those people that hurt you in the past, don't be fooled. That's still there. It might look like you overcome them and you pass them, but don't be fooled. Once you slip into this state here, you're gonna see all those things are beginning to come back up. This person hurt me 20 years ago. This person hurt me 10 years ago. This person hurt me 5 years ago. It doesn't matter. They're gonna come up. So the pain from the past and the emotions that comes along with it is going to be your main worries. You do not need to focus on anybody else or anything else. This focus is only going to be on you. This is about you now and not about anybody else, because that's just how it's going to be now, because nobody they don't really care about you really. They don't. They really don't. And you are going to have to start care about yourself now, because you weren't doing that all along, by the way. All right? You weren't doing that all along. You weren't caring for yourself. You weren't caring about yourself. A lot of you are good people, so you tend to care about everybody else. You put your life on hold. You people please. You do all of that. You do all of that stuff. Time to shut off all of that. Time to become a little bit more brutal than how you normally would operate. Focus on you and you only. These emotions are gonna cause you to get a lot of disrespect. Okay? Yeah. They're gonna cause you to get a lot of disrespect. People are gonna because the thing that we know, the one thing here with these emotions, they're gonna send you into a low state. They are going to. And that's just how it goes. You're gonna spiral down there, going down whether you like it or not. And it's your job now is to keep your head above the water and stay afloat. That's gonna be your job now, right? Get out of that low state that you are in. You are going to see you will not be treated respectfully or treated well when you are in that low state. That is just how it's going to go. The disrespect, you're gonna get them. So understand that and prepare yourself for that. You're gonna have to fight your way out of this one because it's a tough battle. You know, it's not necessarily easy to do. It's very hard, especially in the beginning when you are trying to overcome all these boulders that's in your way. It's not a smooth road yet. Some smooth road yet. It will be. The more you put in the work, the better you will get. The more you work on the emotions, the better your life becomes. This is a serious fight. Truth, a hard fight, by the way. It's a lot of pain involved here. It's extremely painful. Nevertheless, you're gonna have to fight on, continue to fight on. And you want to get yourself in a place where you start to respect yourself so that other people can respect you. Some things that you can do to minimize the disrespect. One, first, you're gonna have to start to respect yourself. One way how to respect yourself is to discipline yourself. Because you know what you need to do, but you're not gonna do it. Let's say you become out of shape. You start putting on some weight, love handles, all that stuff. This is for men. Men only I'm talking to right now. And you're just not getting the treatment that you think you deserve. And you might deserve this treatment, but you're not getting it. You know you should go to the gym, but you do not want to go to the gym, or you are not going to the gym for whatever strange reason, despite the fact that you know that you are overweight and you know this is something you should deal with, but you are not taking care of it. You don't respect yourself, and other people will disrespect you because you don't respect yourself. So discipline yourself and gain some self-respect. Also, look at the people who disrespected you, or who are still disrespecting you. You're gonna understand that this person doesn't respect me, so I might need to walk away from this. That's it. Disrespect is not cute and it's not fun. And something else too. Because those people disrespected you, your natural inclination is to retaliate and be disrespectful to them. That is something we want to avoid at all cost. So that's why, because we do not want to be disrespectful, mean, and rude to anybody whatsoever. I don't care what the situation is. Our best move is to avoid, get away from that person, so that way you don't have to treat them poorly, right? So that's something that I learned later on along the way too. I have to learn that one. God, that one was there all along. I just didn't see it. Right? But we have to change here. We have to make this change. Pain from the past. It's triggering all these emotions. Hasn't resolved yet. I got some things I haven't resolved yet either. But I understand. I have to look back at it and said it was part of the journey. This is what I have to experience. You can say, well, you are coping. I don't believe I'm coping. I think it's the truth. I have to endure this in order for me to get to my next stage, my next phase in life. It is what it is. You gotta hurt. You are bitter, and that's okay. But you cannot bitter forever. This is where the trouble is. Some of us were bitter for too long, like I did. I spent years in that bitterness. And so much hate, so much anger, not just with one person, but with a lot of people. And I only I only was destroying myself. And it was a challenging situation for me. And I didn't even understand how to get myself out of it. Little by little, bit by bit, piece by piece, I began to work on myself. And I noticed, the information comes into me, here and there, information comes in, and I will work on something else. I was, just following my gut feeling. I didn't even know that I was actually improving my emotions. I didn't know that. Until it dawned down on me, that is what I'm doing. Improving my emotions. So now I know exactly what I'm doing and I know exactly what to do. Makes things a whole lot different. I can get up and say, okay, these are the things that I need to do today in order to make my emotions better. I don't necessarily walk around with a whole bunch of bitterness these days. Some things still affects me. I kind of, but I try not to blame myself anymore. So much. I'm getting away from that now. I'm trying not to take everything so personal now. Because when we start taking things too personal, it becomes personal. I know we are tied to it. We are attached to this thing here. And I want to free myself from whatever happens to me in the past. Happens already, it's done, and it's over. I don't need to be attached to it. I don't need to tie myself to it. But I need to continue to do this work here, the deep inner work. Luckily for me, I work at a job where I can get to play these audios and listen to them day in, day out. They allow me to do that to do that at my job. That's a blessing, huge blessing there. So these emotions, I get to do the mental part when I'm at when I'm at work. I can listen to these audios over and over and over and over because that's part of it too. Repetition is part of it. Train my mind, train my brain, rewrite the subconscious programs. So I discovered that on a daily basis, if I do three things, it keeps my emotions in check, maintains it. Does that mean you're never gonna have negative thoughts? Not at all. Like I said, those stories from the past is gonna come up. The thing is, you want to get to a point where when it comes up, you acknowledge it, you recognize it, you become aware of it. What would happen then? It will stick around for a little while. Be patient with it, it's okay. Then it will go away. It wouldn't be like in the past when those things comes up for hours you were thinking about the same thing. Hours turns into days, days turn into weeks, weeks turns into months, and months turns into years. So for years you've been thinking about the same darn things over and over and over and over again. Your job now is to wash away a lot of this negative emotions. Gotta wash away some of it. Wash away some of the trauma. Wash away some of the anger. Wash away some of the bitterness. wash away some of the hatred, wash away some of the pain from your past. And also improve the emotions. That way you don't go crazy as soon as somebody says something to you that sounds wrong. Here is something I've been practicing here recently. I start telling myself, do not take it personal. I keep on repeating that to myself over and over and over and over. Do not take it personal. Do not take this personal. Do not take this personal. Because I noticed I was doing that. I was taking everything personal. Somebody said something sounds the wrong way, and I took it personal. So I have to become aware of that and keep on repeating that to myself over and over and over and over. So I am not really taking everything so personal anymore. It pops up here and there, then I have to sit back or stand up for a little bit and recognize the trigger. Okay, I'm taking this thing personal. And I shouldn't be taking this so personal. When you hold on to things, that thing goes down into your subconscious mind with a bunch of repetition. When the thing that you are thinking about is negative, for some, I don't know what happened, but your subconscious mind downloaded it faster. I do not know how that happened, but it does. So I am very careful of what I allow myself to repeat over and over and over and over. I don't allow the repetition of negative information for too long anymore. You can mull over it for a little while, but if it's extremely negative, you want to not hold on to it for too long. We're going to have to get good at release it as quick as possible. If it's a problem that you have to deal with, something you have to fix, that's different. You're going to have to sit down with that problem to fix that problem. That's okay. But let's say you went to work and Joyce said something to you the wrong way because she and her husband is not getting along, blah, 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 blah. I want you to acknowledge it and think, okay, she's rude and she's been disrespectful and so forth. And figure out the best way how to deal with it. You do not want to hold on to that for a very long time. Acknowledge it. She's rude. She's disrespectful. But if you keep on because that's what happened here, repeating in loops for hours and hours and hours, this thing is gonna download it into your subconscious mind. Your subconscious mind love repetitions, and I say it love negative repetitions. I think that might goes back to our caveman brain when we were out there in the wild somewhere in the savannah and the plains of Africa, when the darn animal, the saber-tooth tiger is out there and we're like, yeah, he's gonna get us. So our brain is wired for fear and everything else and all negative stuff. It's our job to make sure that we don't play those negative scenes over and over again, right? So the work, I discovered the three things that I use to improve and maintain my emotions. When I say maintain, where my emotions is now is good. I would like to get it to excellent. So I think I'm maybe a little bit above good, but excellent I think is the best. So day in, day out, it's my job to maintain it, to keep it here. Am I gonna fall back a little bit sometimes? Yes. But I'm not gonna go back all the way to where I was, into full blown bitterness, hatred, and anger, and full of trauma, and worrying about pain from my past, day in, day out, the people who hurt me, all these people, blah blah blah. It was part of the journey. It's painful. But because of that pain, I'm gonna have to choose love. And I'm gonna have to repeat these love verses into my head. Right? Painful journey. But nevertheless, I am not going to let the pain take over my life. Because it's either I allow myself to be destroyed by these negative emotions, or I can put up the best fight I possibly can. That's it. Fight to make sure that I stay in good standing in the community and with the people I'm around. I have no desire to hurt them. I have no desire to disrespect them. I have no desire to treat them unfairly. I have no desire to be rude to them. This is why you're going to have to do the work. You're going to have to fight this battle here every single day when you get up. This is personal. This is your personal built-in enemy inside of you. Pain from the past and the emotions that comes along with it. Very, very, very dangerous. You look at some people and you see them walking around and they look extremely angry and pissed off. Something happened to them. We do not know what. But something happened. You know? So, they are going to have to learn how to go on this journey here and figure this thing out on their own by themselves. Or they can listen to somebody like me who have been through it, and then they can get some help there and to figure out what to do next. I noticed my emotions improve astronomically when I got into hybrid fitness. I start to lift weights and I start to run. I didn't understand what I was doing. Then I learned later on that people who are into fitness are typically happier people, and they are. I also learned that people who runners are happier people, and they are. When you run, you open up some chemicals in your brain, happy chemicals, they call endorphins, make you a lot happier. Running, release those chemicals in your brain, makes you a lot happier. I did not know that. So it was by an accident that I start doing this thing here. I notice when I start to read spiritual materials. You do not need to be a Christian or anything else. You don't have to. As a matter of fact, I will point you to people who are non-Christian so that way you don't have to freak out. Because me personally, Christianity was something that I could not sit down truly. It's something I don't believe in. So it's gonna be very difficult for me to take it seriously, right? I have to go with the people who seems more genuine to me. They feel like they I can connect to them more, I can relate to them more. And that's exactly what I did. I just turned to those people for my for to and I read their spiritual materials. Personal development materials. That's where I learn how to develop habits, rituals, and routines. I learn, repetition and all those things. Oh, for spirituality, Dr. Wayne Dyer, Dr. Joseph Murphy, you know, Louise Hayes. That's that you consider those spirituality as well. Abraham Hicks. Um, you know, Dr. Bruce Lipton, Dr. Georgie Spencer, and same thing. Personal development. Same. All these things are you can pretty much um, uh, look for people who some of these names I don't really remember now, but I think it's by Charles Duhigg, The Power of Habits. I think that's a good one. I think that's a good book there. And also, read some stories about people who overcome major obstacles in their lives. Think and Grow Rich, The Legacy. That book was written in 2017, I believe. I think that would be one of the book that I would highly recommend to read these stories, to see how all these people, how they have way bigger challenges than you, and they were able to overcome them. So our challenge is like puny comparing to their challenges. But nevertheless, we have a freaking challenge and we are going to deal with it. We have to deal with it, or else it will destroy us if we don't take care of it. These are negative emotions and they are extremely powerful and extremely dangerous, and they will take you down if you don't stand up to them and do something to them. So, like I said, the three things that helps me: fitness, spirituality, and personal development. Those are the things that helps me to maintain or improve and maintain my emotions. When you start to right, and listen to motivational audios as well too. I think those are really good. And also, don't forget repetition. For personal development, Bob Proctor is one of the person who I would highly recommend you listen to. I still listen to him till this day. I like to listen to his stuff, right? Thank you, Christy. Appreciate you. Right? So, continue on your journey, change, improve your emotions, and change your life. And this is something that I want more people to become aware of, because it seems to me like it's in some people more than some. I would just leave it there. Mm-hmm. Because a lot of us have been raised by our single mothers and our emotions are just off the chart. We picked up on her emotions. Men, it's not good for men to be emotional. We need to be solid, strong. When stuff hits the fan, we need to be that guy to stand up and deal with all of that stuff. Somebody come into the house, we're gonna have to fight the guy. The guy might be 6 foot something. I mean, like, screw it, we're gonna have to fight this guy here. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? That's just that. These are the things that I'm saying. Emotions are deadly. They are dangerous, and they can send you to places that you do not want to be. Right? Work on your emotions. Improve your emotions. Improve your life. Yeah. So, I agree with that part too, but that's a whole other story for that's a story for a separate time at a time. Okay. So, improve your emotions, improve your life. I'm telling you, you might not be exactly where you want to be, but you will be somewhere where it was better than where you were. Get on it. Read spiritual materials. Get into personal development. Run, lift weights. Oh, by the way, fitness people are typically more attractive. So if you want something to feel good about yourself, get into fitness. Become a little bit more attractive than how you were. These are things that we can work on. Oh, by the way, improve your vocabulary as well. I'm not talking these massive big words. I'm talking words like love, joy, kindness, caring, compassionate, beautiful, wonderful, peaceful, loving. These are words that we can incorporate into our vocabulary. Your negative emotions speaks of hate, revenge, resentful, bitterness, anger, how to destroy somebody else, how to be nasty, mean, rude, unkind. That is what negative emotions does. So these are the words that you're gonna be using on a daily basis. You can't help but to use them. To counter that, you put in the words that I mentioned above into your vocabulary. Repetition. Repetition. I am affirmations, I think, is one of the most powerful. You need to be start telling yourself, I am kind. Yes, sure. I am valuable. I am important. I am admirable. I am desirable. I am confident. I am brave. I am strong. I am fierce. I'm daring. These are things that you're going to have to start telling yourself. Put them into your new vocabulary. You can do it. I'm telling you. Change your thoughts, change your life. Change your vocabulary, change your life. Improve your emotions, improve your life. These are things that we can actually work on, and we will work on them, and we are working on them. All right? I will catch up with you soon. Ryan here with a brand new video. Right? Don't forget, like and subscribe, comment down below, and I will catch you all soon in a new video. Take care. Bye-bye for now. Good night. Change your emotions, change your life. Improve your emotions, improve your life. Bye for now.